Hey, welcome back to Steve Horvath Fishing. When is something new? When it's something old? Let's get right to the subject here. A lot of you guys have been hearing about these secret Japanese finesse techniques, okay? All this new stuff that guys aren't doing and stuff. Well, here's the truth. We've been doing it for the last 40 years, at least us old folks have. And this is what I mean. The technique you see, and let's take the first one, the Biwa rig, okay? Got a Japanese name, okay? Biwa rig is basically when you take a jig head and you're going to put it on a little thin minnow bait. And in Japan, they imitate a bait fish. It's like a smelt. They call it a wakasagi. I don't even know if I said it right, but wakasagi. They'll take now this is important, a 1/16 ounce jig head. Going to string it up into a little minnow bait. And on either 6 or 8 pound line, you're going to throw this bait out and pretty much reel it straight in. You're not going to do much of anything. Your actual twitching of the rod and your hand moving is going to make the tail undulate. Cool. Nobody's talking about that. Here's the problem. 50 years ago, a guy named Charlie Brewer in Tennessee came up with this method. It's called do-nothing fishing. If you haven't heard of the slider head or the slider worm, Charlie was the inventor. Now, here's the reason nobody knows. People have forgotten the original slider technique. They've bought slider worms and put it on their snagless slider head and fished it like a worm, but they were never taught the original technique. The original technique is to toss the worm out, just reel it slow and straight, like the Biwa rig. Slow and straight, keeping it just above the bottom. That's it. That's why they called it do-nothing fishing, because you literally do nothing. So, that's the Biwa rig. It really is. 1/16 ounce, not a huge hook, light wire hook, 6 or 8 pound line. Now let's get to the version of the Biwa rig that Jacob Wheeler is now calling a shake and bake. I'm going to use the same bait. Different head. This head is a 90-degree hook eye. This head is a 60-degree hook eye. You might say to yourself at first, what's the big difference between 30 degrees? Well, here's the difference. In the shake and bake, again, same basic rig. The shake and bake, you're going to toss this out and you're going to shake the rod as you're reeling it. If you use a 90-degree hook eye for the shake and bake, you're basically going to go up and down like this, which is kind of cool, I guess. If you're using a 60-degree hook eye, like this one, not only will it go up and down, but it will also roll side to side. You're getting two actions by using the 60-degree hook, and that is one of the biggest, I guess, secrets of that entire method. So, I'm going to give you another one. We're going to take the regular Biwa rig hook, and we're going to improve Charlie Brewer's original. Now, a long time ago, we started fishing a man's 4-inch auger tail on the original 1/16 ounce slider head. And it caught fish like crazy. Now, I can no longer get my 4-inch man's auger tail. But Zoom makes a worm they call their sea tail. You can throw this out, reel it slow and reel it straight. You'll feel the fish latch onto it. The rod just gets heavy. All you have to do is pull up in the air a little bit to set the hook. But this gives you much less action in the way of a strong thump than a boot tail swim bait will. But at the same time, it's more action than just reeling a straight worm. If you give these 3 things a shot that I just told you, the regular Biwa rig, the 60-degree hookup on that for doing the shake and bake, and the traditional 16th ounce jig head reeled straight but with a curly tail worm, 4-inch curly tail, you're going to catch a lot more fish. And you know what? All this was invented in the United States a long time ago. I was a kid. Hey, for Steve Horvath Fishing, I'm Steve.